At Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership, stocking all the top brands including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
This is a presentation of the Nebraska State High School Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Sandhills Global, Doane University, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Wingstop, Acres, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, Roofing Service Company, Union Bank and Trust, Lincoln Family Chiropractic, and DOT Highway Safety Office, Jimmy John's, Members Owned Credit Union, Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Telecommunications, and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. Now calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena as we get ready for Class B coverage. Class B state championship on deck, less than 5 minutes away or so from tip-off. Nick Sainert alongside Eric Strickland for a clash between Omaha Skutt Catholic and the Scottsbluff Bearcats. Stricky, we've seen Class B all tournament long, and it's going to be a good one tonight.
I think so. I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting to see if Scottsbluff can continue shooting well. They didn't shoot well the first game, came back, shot considerably better in the second game, and now are the legs still going to be there for them to continue on? Obviously, there's going to be a big size difference. Scholl and Zeibel on the inside there. It's going to be interesting to see how Skutt Catholic attacks Scottsbluff. But the defensive rotations were very crisp, and we'll see if they'll be able to maintain and have a good game tonight.
Right, that's part of it. And obviously, every single team that plays Omaha Skutt Catholic has to deal with the 2 6'9" guys down low in the paint in George Zeibel and Brock Scholl. We know Brock Scholl is going to UNO. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement around that program for other reasons with Coach Crutchfield, and I know you guys are close and have that relationship there. So a lot of excitement around that program. But here's Skutt Catholic trying to win another title, trying to go back to back tonight as they won it in 23, 24, trying to win it in 2025. They've won it they won it also in 2020. And so as they've gone to multiple state titles, what type of experience does that give them?
Man, it gives you a tremendous amount of experience because you have a lot of confidence. You have it built in you. This moment is not too big for you. And you can see that this may be the occasion on Scottsbluff's side, who hasn't been here since 2017. So this is going to be an interesting thing. They've got great leadership on their side as far as Skutt's side. And then you've got just youthful exuberance and also passion to want to unearth those of the Skutt Catholic from going 3 straight titles.
Scottsbluff comes in with a record of 25-3. They knocked off Gretna East and come from behind fashion against on Thursday evening. Then they win last night against Elkhorn North here on this floor to then earn the right to play Skutt Catholic. When you play 3 games in 3 days like both of these teams are having to do tonight, what do you have to do to make sure you keep your legs?
Well, again, I think it's going to be up to the coach as well. The coach is going to have to make sure that especially on Scottsbluff's side, who doesn't have much depth. They don't have the same depth. Neither do they have the side. So you got to look at what happens with Delgado. How are they going to protect him on the inside? But then who are they going to match up with him? Because Scholl has perimeter abilities as well. So who's going to be that matchup? Are they going to be able to keep them off the glass? And so that's going to be something to keep an eye on.
We are just a couple moments away from tip-off. It's going to be a fascinating matchup. Scottsbluff, Omaha Skutt. Obviously, you come into it saying, okay, on paper, Omaha Skutt should probably win. But as we've seen throughout the games today, you don't know what's going to happen. An 8 seed in Class C2 just won the title from a 3 seed. That 8 seed in Archbishop Bergen knocked off number 1 seed on Wednesday. They knocked off number 4 seed on Friday, and now number 3 seed today. You don't know what's going to happen. And in all honesty, you look at this bracket of Class B, and you go back to the way that Norris beat Pius, and you go back to the way that Skutt beat Norris, and then you look at Scottsbluff, their come-from-behind win against Gretna East, and Elkhorn North knocking off 3 seed Wahoo. Even though it's a matchup of of a 2 seed and a 4 seed, a relatively higher seed, it has not been chalky, and it has not been predictable.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that, Nick. It doesn't. Well, obviously with Skutt,
Yes.
they don't feel like they're a 4 seed, and neither do they play like they're a 4 seed. They're very well coached, and they know what they're supposed to do with the players that they got. Now, here's what's been awesome about them. They've looked at situations, how it got off to a bad start last night, and they were able to just keep their poise.
Yeah.
And then they came in and switched it up. And then Scholl became the focal point. And then crashing the glass became the focal point, which changed the trajectory of that game last night. On the other hand, you had just guys that didn't shoot well the night before, but came out confidently for Scottsbluff, came out confidently and started firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And listen, they are led by great point guard and off guard play. And so one of the things that they're going to have to do is take advantage of that and use those guys to be able to penetrate against their bigs, but have to hit some mid-ranges, also some floaters, because they're not going to be able to attack them straight at the rim.
Well, when you look at these two teams, and Scottsbluff might not get the full brunt of a Class B schedule, authentic Class B schedule, because geographically they are so far away. These two teams did play against each other, though, early in the season, a game where Skutt Catholic wins by 14.72 to 58. However, that was before the halfway point of the regular season. These two teams, every team changes dramatically throughout the course of a regular season. So it's hard to look back at that and say, okay, in the 7th or 8th game in the year these two teams played, you can expect the same outcome tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, and then again, like you said, you can go all throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
You've seen guys, teams that got blew out at different parts of the season and then come back and challenge them and sometimes win against those. And so it doesn't matter. It's all about right now. This is the big stage. This is the state championship. And it's right now. How you perform is going to dictate how you come out, whether you be a victor or you come out with a runner-up trophy.
Omaha Skutt and Scottsbluff is on deck. We talked about the guard play with Scottsbluff, Riley Meninger, Desmond Smith, Nathan Kelly, Trey Boswell, and then Kian Delgado. But for Omaha Skutt Catholic, they have an exceptional guard, not only in Dylan Van Dyke, but especially in Kyle Cannon.
Yeah, Kyle Cannon had some cramping that happened on last night. Kind of looked real tough. Didn't look like he had the same speed and change of direction, as well as the ability to turn the corner as he did earlier in the game. Whether or not they were able to get that fixed, that's one thing that's tough.
Yeah.
Injuries on the calf, injuries on the thigh, injuries on the ham, those are hard to turn around in a night. So whether or not he was able to get the hydration or whatever the significance of that injury is going to be a key to whether Cannon goes.
There's also something to be said about these are not college teams. These guys are not used to being on the road for a substantial amount of time. They're used to leaving school early, coming back late that night, going to school the next day, and having a normal day. Here this week, Scottsbluff probably arrived here Wednesday morning, if not the night before on Tuesday. They've been here for close to 7 days, 6 days. That can wear on you just not being at home, not sleeping in your own bed.
Yeah, mentally it can wear on you, and because you're not used to it. Like you said, it's a difference even in college.
Yeah.
Because you got a space of time, but still being on the road for significant amounts of time, especially when you look at the Big Ten, the ability to have to go west and have to go as far east as you have to. Sometimes you have to stay out there for days. This is what they have to experience now. They're not necessarily used to that.
Yeah.
And it's way different in the pros. I've been there playing 7 games, sometimes out of 10 on the road. So it's
and you have to like each other.
Yeah, you really
have to like each other,
really
as we've seen at the college level with like the Kansas Jayhawks, for example. Bill Self hasn't been shy about that one. All right, starting lineups. We talked about it for Scottsbluff: Riley Meninger, Des Smith, Nate Kelly, Trey Boswell, and Kian Delgado. For Skutt Catholic, same starting 5. A lot of recognizable names: George Zeeble, Brock Scholl, Eddie Linderman, Dylan Van Dyke, and Kyle Cannon. We are underway. The tip is controlled by Skutt Catholic, and here we go. As Skutt Catholic has the ball in the Class B state championship matchup, Eddie Linderman with the basketball gives to Zeeble. Zeeble had the tip shot that knocked off Norris at the buzzer. Here's Van Dyke for three on the way. He cannot connect, and Des Smith cleans the glass.
What's interesting, they got Des Smith playing against Scholl tonight.
Yeah,
A
here's
little physicality, but definitely size difference.
a big key we did not talk about is three-point shooting. Scottsbluff can shoot it as Kelly dumps it down low. Kean Delgado for two.
That's the one thing that they've been doing all tournament long. This is why it's important for Delgado to stay in the game without fouls and without injury.
On the right side, Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball. Van Dyke, top of the key, gives it to Scholl, the future Omaha Maverick. Eddie Linderman to Scholl in the lane, working on Delgado. Off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped out, controlled by Menninger. Here comes Menninger with Boswell running the floor. He dribbles it off his leg. Boswell gets it back. No good on the attempt. Menninger with the offensive rebound.
Wow, good hustle there from Scottsbluff. Now they're getting into their lead guard.
Yeah, here's Nate Kelly with the basketball. Passes it left side. It's deflected out of bounds off the hands of Kyle Cannon, and it will stay with Scottsbluff. A big key tonight. How can Trey Boswell shoot the basketball from beyond the three-point line?
They're definitely going to need him because Kelly's going to definitely orchestrate the offense. He's going to take care of things. He's going to be able to get whatever he wants, but it's who else is going to step up for them.
Speaking of a three-point shot, here's Boswell right on cue.
Right on cue.
Three-point shot is good by Trey Boswell as Kyle Cannon has the basketball. On the right side, it's Eddie Linderman. Now Dylan Van Dyke. He's the Catholic quarterback, shoots from the left side, throws from the left side. Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball on the right elbow, spins around to Scholl. Scholl trying to answer with the three of his own, and he does.
Well, that's what he does. And shout out to Omaha, University of Omaha. Crush, you got a good one there, baby.
On the left side, Boswell. He steps back, now gives it to Nate Kelly. Kelly with it at the top of the key, 6:02 to go in the first quarter here in the Class B title game. Scottsbluff up 5-3 on Omaha Skutt. On the right side, Delgado. Now to Boswell. Boswell fires the tray on the way. No good on that attempt. And Van Dyke clears the glass for Skutt Catholic. Here on the left side, now top of the key, Cannon. To the right side, Linderman. Back to Cannon. Now Van Dyke with it on the left wing. Van Dyke hands it off to Scholl. Scholl guarded by Smith. That's a size advantage for Skutt. Now Delgado is going to be called for the blocking foul. Wasn't necessarily parallel on that attempt.
Yeah. He didn't square up on it. He should have stepped one more step down and would have been able to get it square in the chest. But that's, again, early foul for Delgado is going to be a one that they need to continue to monitor, and they've got to do a good job as far as their substitution.
Yeah, 5 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. It is 5-3 Scottsbluff on top of Skutt Catholic. The Skyhawks at the free throw line to shoot the first free throws of the night, and Van Dyke drills it. One more coming up for Dylan Van Dyke.
Does he throw the ball left-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good one. Got a good arm.
Good arm. Yeah, Skutt Catholic can sling it. Won the state championship in Class B this last fall. Now Van Dyke trying to win it in basketball as well. 5-5 is your score. Omaha Skutt tied with Scottsbluff. Scottsbluff started out 5-0, and now 5 unanswered points for Skutt Catholic here, right side of the lane. Nate Kelly out to Boswell trying for another one, and he cannot hit that one. Des Smith trying to climb the ladder, unable to do so as he could not get the rebound over 6'9" Brock Scholl, and that's going to be an area where Brock Scholl probably is going to have a little bit of an advantage as Scholl has it on the right side. Back to Cannon. Now to Linderman. Left side, Van Dyke. Zeeble finally with the first touch of the game on Delgado. He kicks it out. Cannon, 3-ball on the way. Too strong. Rebound tipped out. It's controlled by Linderman. Skutt gets another chance in the lane. Linderman as he puts it up, and he'll be fouled. As I didn't see who the foul was on. The official was blocking our sight. It's going to be on Delgado. That's his second with 4:54 to go in the first.
That's tough. They don't go deep into their bench, and this is an area where they cannot afford for Delgado to be in trouble this early. I mean, we're talking about not even halfway through the first quarter.
Just 3 minutes and 6 seconds into the first quarter, and they're going to keep him in.
Well, this is what he needs to do, Nick. Listen, don't try to block shots.
Yeah.
Just challenge, leave everything, don't reach. You can't afford to do anything that's going to put you in trouble.
And now coming in is going to be number 50 for Scottsbluff, Ryan Hinman, 6'6" senior that averages 3 points a game. He has a compression wrap on that left knee, but another big body in there for Scottsbluff. Probably doesn't provide the versatility that Delgado does, but the size-wise, he's probably an upgrade, honestly, in Delgado. Here's Des Smith with it on the right side. Smith with the basketball to Boswell. Boswell finds a cutting Menninger. Menninger gets bumped in the back, no whistle. Now Des Smith in the middle of the lane, dumps it off. How about Hinman?
Get it in the game. Starting it off.
That's a good
running
pass
with a little
there.
limp, but they need him.
Yeah, great pass by Des Smith on the right side. Scholl. If Scottsbluff wants to win this game against Skutt Catholic, it's going to be a full team effort. They're going to need everybody as Kelly rips it away from Linderman. Kelly crosses over Van Dyke. No look pass to Smith, and the layup is good for Des Smith. It's 9-5, Scottsbluff.
That's where the game is going to be won right there. Turning it over, putting pressure on the other side, running those bigs for Skutt.
Yeah, here's Skutt Catholic, as that's going to be a foul. Des Smith just grabbed the jersey of Scholl. There was no real reason to do that.
Reason. Those are silly things to do early. They need you as far as Des, and they also need Delgado. They can't afford to just get ticky-tack fouls.
That's going to be the third team foul on Scottsbluff here in the corner. We have a timeout on the floor, 4:02 to play in the first. It's 9-5, Scottsbluff over Skutt Catholic here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Eric Strickland with you as Scottsbluff leads it 9-5 with 4:02 to go in the first quarter. Stricky, what do you like about what Scottsbluff is doing so far?
Well, I like how they're scrappy. I don't like how they're just reaching and doing ticky-tacky things. But I do like the way that they're moving the ball, and I like the way that they're playing defense. I think they have to do a little sag off of Zybol maybe and kind of just pack the paint as much as possible.
Yeah, here on the right side, here's Kyle Cannon with the basketball. Down low, it's Brock Scholl. Scholl out to Lucas Heller, who's in the game for the first time for Skutt Catholic. Wissink in the lane, and that's a charge as Nathan Kelly put his body on the line.
Well, the beautiful thing about the high school game compared to the collegiate game is you don't have the restricted area to worry about. You can take a charge right up under the basket if you are able to get there.
So it is now 9-5 Scottsbluff, 9-5, 4-point lead for the Bearcats as they have the basketball. Nate Kelly with it as he'll bring it across the timeline, getting escorted by Wissink.
So here's what they need to do. They need to use these to run offense. This is how they can rest. They need to be able to play defense hard, rest, and then run in transition. That's how they can preserve their energy.
Menninger to Des Smith. Smith with the basketball gives to Kelly. Kelly now with it on the left side, 15 on the possession, long range 2, and Kelly drains it. That is a 2-point bucket for Nate Kelly, and now it's 11-5 as Heller brings it up the floor for Skutt Catholic. On the right side, it is Wissink. Wissink with the basketball, top of the key, left side, Kyle Cannon. Cannon with it. He dealt with cramps yesterday in their semifinal win as Cannon gets it knocked away from behind, but he's able to track it down. Kyle Cannon with the basketball on the right side gives to Heller. 2:58 to go. Scholl down low. The layup no good. He gets it back. The tip try won't fall. And now it's out of bounds off of Brock Scholl.
Well, they're doing a lot of rotation to the strong side. That's going to leave them vulnerable on the weak side. If Skutt can figure that out, they'll be able to take advantage of offensive rebounds on the weak side.
11-5 is your score. 2:53 to go in the first quarter. 11-5, 6-point advantage for Scottsbluff. They have it and the basketball. As into the game, Caleb Berta as well. Berta. Caleb Berta. On the left side, Nate Kelly now to Des Smith. Smith with the basketball at the top of the key to Kelly. Kelly with it, working on Wissink. Hesitates. Floater on the way. No good off front rim, and it's going to be rebounded by Scholl, who passes it off to Kyle Cannon.
Smith is going to have to make them pay at some point.
Mm-hmm. Cross-court pass into the corner. Lucas Heller fires the three. He's unable to connect. Offensive rebound. No, it's going to be a foul on Wissink. No, excuse me. It's going to be on Luke Lenz, number 40.
Oh, that was a good one there. They looked like they were in trouble on that one. They were able to get away with not getting an offensive foul or a foul in that, or offensive rebound or a foul in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dez is going to have to make him pay. Whether it's dribble, attack, find somebody, he just can't stand on the perimeter and not be able to let Scholl just rest. And he's going to have to run him in transition, run him to try to get some easy layups.
11-5 is your score, 2:15 to play in the first quarter. Here on the top of the key, it is Des Smith with it. On now Boswell. Boswell's hit a three today. He gives it to Smith. Smith thought about jacking up the trade, decides to pass it up. Now Nate Kelly with it, working, and the floater on the way off the glass. What a nice shot by Nate Kelly.
Tough. He can get there all night. That's what he's going to have to do.
It is 13-5. Sorry, Stricky. 13-5. Skutt Catholic trails by 8 with the basketball. Here, top of the key, George Zeeble, who's been non-existent so far this evening. Here, Kyle Cannon. Crosser down low on the block, and Scholl is going to be fouled by Des Smith.
That's two. I think they're over-rotating on that situation. Mm-hmm. They've got to be able to show or just kind of hedge those pick and rolls, but they can't overshow, especially with the big. The reason being it leaves them at a disadvantage, and you obviously saw how they took care of that with Scholl.
1 minute, 39 seconds. Scholl misses the bunny. The tip try by Zeeble is there. Scholl just doesn't look comfortable with the physicality that Scottsbluff is testing him with.
Yeah. It's going to change, though. We're going to see.
Yeah, Nate Kelly with the basketball, top of the key. He dribbles behind his back, works left side of the lane. Now to Berta. Berta on the dribble drive. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. How about Hinman? And he is fouled on the layup attempt. While Kian Delgado is out of the game, Ryan Hinman has come in and just taken up space.
Getting rebounds, being a big body, a big presence. Even if he's injured a little bit, you can tell he's hobbling a little bit, but he's giving it all he's got. This is the last game of this year. Hey, you've got tomorrow to heal up.
Yeah, and Hinman is a senior. This is his last game.
Yeah.
Hinman misses the first free throw. It's still 13-7, 1:19 to go in the first quarter. I'm sure if you ask Scott Gillian, the head coach for Scottsbluff, and said, all right, coach, you're going to be 6.5 minutes into this game and only allowed 7 points, I think he would say, I'll take that every day of the week, as Scottsbluff has now doubled up Skutt Catholic 14-7 with 1:17 to go in the first quarter. Cannon will bring it across the timeline. Kyle Cannon now gets it ripped away by Boswell. Boswell can't pick up the basketball. Now he does. Here is Boswell. Pull up three, right wing. He couldn't connect, but the long shot generated a long rebound. Boswell thought about trying again. Now in the lane, gets it poked away, dribbled it off his leg. It'll be Skutt Catholic basketball.
Missed opportunity there.
Do you like the pull up?
I like it because they all fell off. I'm not going at the young fellow on that one.
56 seconds to play, opening quarter. It's 14-7, Scottsbluff. Here's Dylan Van Dyke on the left side. Kyle Cannon with it. Down low, they flash Eddie Linderman in the lane. The layup no good. The rebound by Zeeble. Zeeble tried to get it to Scholl. Why'd you pass it? You're 3 feet away, and it's taken away by Sabala of Scottsbluff.
There was no space in there to try to make that. You should go ahead and then put it on the glass and go get it.
36 seconds to play. Kelly going downhill, draws the foul, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
And that's one thing that Kelly's good at is using his body, just creating a little bit of that contact and being able to go up through it. I saw that on the first night that they played. He has a great knack for that. Yeah. They're going to need that from him tonight.
Kyle Juergens doesn't like the fact that there hasn't been many fouls, shooting fouls that is, called on the other end. Skutt Catholic has shot free throws twice, but Scottsbluff has actually shot fewer free throws. It's going to be pretty even after today, but they're letting them play a little bit more down on that end with Brock Scholl, who's just taller than everybody.
Yeah. Just more physical, more tall. Listen, this is an interesting start right here for Scottsbluff.
Kelly, he makes both free throws. It's 16-7. It's a 9-point ball game in favor of Scottsbluff.
Well, this happened last night too for Skutt. and they figured it out. They make adjustments, and they're definitely going to do that.
Yeah, Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball. The shot clock is dark as Van Dyke dribbles it across the logo. 18 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dylan Van Dyke has the basketball as Nate Kelly will be guarding Brock Scholl. Scholl has the basketball now on the top of the key near the logo. It's Heller. 5 on the game clock. They get it to Cannon. Cannon drives past Hinman. The pull-up jumper. It's good. There's the horn. Your score after 1 quarter of play, Scottsbluff 16, Skutt Catholic 9 here in the Class B state championship game. We'll be back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Now back to the 2025 state basketball tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Your score at the start of the second quarter, 16-9, as Scottsbluff leads it over Skutt Catholic. Scottsbluff is the 2 seed in Class B. They played a lot of teams like North Platte, Sydney, Alliance, Ogallala. They had played multiple teams from Wyoming as well, obviously. Thunder Basin, Wyoming, Warland, Wyoming, Buffalo, Wyoming, Cheyenne East, Wyoming. They only played Skutt 1 time, and they lost by 14, but that was early in the year. Scottsbluff with the basketball now to start quarter number 2, leading by 7. Here's Nate Kelly, and we have an offensive foul called on Ryan Hinman. That's just inexperience there.
Just need to stay put. Stay put. Let the guard work off of you. Don't try to move or do anything of that nature. And they can't afford to give up those type of possessions. No. You got to make sure you take advantage of every possession you have.
16-9 is your score. Skutt Catholic with the basketball. On the right side now with it is Wissink to Scholl. Scholl left side, Van Dyke. Van Dyke with the basketball, takes the screen right. Hadj Zebo on the roll. He didn't get it to him. Now they throw it left side to Scholl. Scholl guarded by Kelly, all up in his grill. Scholl with it against Hinman, and we finally have a whistle and a foul called down low. They are going to get number 5, Nate Kelly, with this one.
Yeah, just a little reach and stick a hand in the cookie jar. Got caught.
Yeah. 7 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the second quarter. 7-point deficit for Skutt Catholic as they have the basketball on the left wing. Dylan Van Dyke with it. Stops in the fingernail. Left side now. Kyle Cannon as he threw behind him. Cannon gets it poked away. Watch out for Boswell's active hands. Cannon now on the right side to Scholl. Fires the 3 left side. That one's going to be off target. Rebounded by Hinman, the big fella down low. As Wissink fell down. Now on the left side, it's Menninger. Menninger, right side, Boswell. He'll shoot that one, and he'll miss it.
Ah, that's the one you got to be able to knock down there.
Wissink,
maybe could have stepped in 1 step.
Yeah, on the left side now, Dylan Van Dyke with the ball. He crosses over. Van Dyke picks up his dribble, gives it to Wissink. Wissink on the right side of the lane. Great pass fake to Scholl, and he was able to finish with the right hand.
That's what they're going to need. They're going to need some of those other guys for Skutt to be able to be on the attack as well. Keep them in foul trouble.
6:43 to go in the second quarter. It's 16-11. Scottsbluff step back jumper. Nate Kelly continues to answer the call.
Mid-range is going to be the range that you want to stay in if you're Scottsbluff tonight.
Here in the lane, Cannon, he's able to answer with a layup of his own.
Well, that looked like he looked, before the injury on last night.
Yeah.
Quick step.
It's now 18-13. Scottsbluff by 5. 6:18 to play second quarter. Boswell, the floater, high off the glass. It does not fall. Hinman might have gotten away with a little push. Cannon now with the basketball on the left side. Kyle Cannon to Wissink. Wissink on the dribble drive. Center of the lane to Cannon. Kyle Cannon Almost got swiped away by Boswell. Here's Van Dyke. They switch Van Dyke onto Boswell. Great pass down low. Zeeble with a two-handed flush.
Hey, yay! I love it, big fella. Rise up to the occasion.
5:51 to go in the second quarter after the Georgia Zeeble dunk. Here on the left side, Nate Kelly. Scottsbluff going to have to keep scoring. Here's Kelly in the lane. On the left side, he kicks it out. Sabala, he traveled.
Didn't get to see that one, but hey, he must have saw that opening and quick stepped it.
This is where it's important for Scottsbluff to remember high percentage shots. That's what's gotten them into this point. They've hit a couple from outside, but certainly not the time to just start jacking up threes because Skutt hits one.
No doubt about it.
Dylan Van Dyke with the will inbound. They get it into Cannon. Kyle Cannon will call Carter Wissink now Carter Wissink and pass him the ball. Now to Scholl. Scholl right side Van Dyke. Dylan Van Dyke back to Scholl. He drives in, steps through, floater, falls. It's a 1-point game.
This is getting back to understanding. Again, I knew Skutt, they always make great adjustments, and you can see the adjustments being made.
Boswell on the dribble drive. He stops, and we have a foul. Kyle Cannon kind of grabbed the jersey, got tangled up there. Good call by the far side referee. 5:11 to go in the second quarter. 18-17 is your score. Scottsbluff out in front.
And on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, Skutt is, at least. As in the lane, Boswell, the mailbow line jumper, barely grazed the rim. Mistiming the rebound attempt was Zeeble, and Nate Kelly gets the offensive board. Here's Nate Kelly in the lane, the floater, and unable to get it to fall.
Get out of there.
Be careful. Delgado is back into the game. And now on the left side, Dylan Van Dyke steps through, and Skutt has the lead with the bucket and the foul. Dylan Van Dyke.
Great Euro step to get back to his left hand and got the foul and won the hoop and the home.
So Dylan Van Dyke will go to the line to shoot one more shot. Dylan Van Dyke has been kind of the unsung hero as one of those role players to step up. And with 4:49, Skutt Catholic is on an 8-0 run. They've hit 5 of their last 5 shots, and they lead now by 1 point as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so out of the timeout by Scottsbluff, Dylan Van Dyke will have one free throw as he tries to convert the three-point play. He cannot, and it's rebounded by Berta. So here comes Scottsbluff trailing by 1. It's the first time they've trailed all night. 19-18, they trail from 4:37 to go. Watch out. Fly time. No, he's going to be tracked down by Kelly. Zeeble has that pass deflected. Missed opportunity as Scholl gets it now. Scholl in the lane. Gets bumped. No whistle. The putback by Zeeble is good.
Here it goes. This is what it looked like on the comeback last night. Just absolute domination on the offensive glass.
It's a 10-0 run by Skutt Catholic over the last 2 minutes of game time. They hand it off to Manninger. Manninger in the lane. The shot off the glass, no good, but he is fouled by Zeeble. Tough call on George Zeeble.
Yeah, I can't tell if he was straight up. It might have been a little bit of A to B, meaning that he just kind of a little not straight up, a little from one position to the other. Got the foul on that one. Good extension there.
Ooh,
oh, no.
Tough call.
No, he extended the arm out on that.
Yeah. Menninger, the free throw is good. It's now 21-19.
Smart move here to get Delgado out so he doesn't get another foul here while they're still close.
21-19 your score. The second free throw is good as well from Menninger. It's now 21-20. That's where there's two places, free throw line and three-point shooting, where Scottsbluff can stay in this game or at least steal it as well. And they've done one of them. They're 3 for 4 5 for 6 from the free throw line. In the lane, Dylan Van Dyke will go back to the line. They're 5 for 6 from the free throw line. However, 1 for 4 from beyond the perimeter.
Well, here's the thing. When you're looking at Menninger there in that situation, this is just IQ stuff I'm talking about, Nick. You get a guy underneath the basket, he has nowhere to go. There's no need for you to go for any type of fake because he has no ability to score there. He has to either jump back into you, which you got him, or jump into the help, which you got him, or he's got to make a pass. There's no need for you to get a foul in that situation.
Certainly not. Dylan Van Dyke trying to go 2 for 2 at the line. He does. Dylan Van Dyke now 4 for 5 from the charity stripe here tonight as he gives Skutt Catholic a 23-20 lead. 3:52 to go in the second quarter. On the right side, Skutt up by 3. Scottsbluff with the basketball. Here on the right side, Kelly spin move on Wissink. Crosses over just inside the perimeter. Now Menninger dribbles in. Now to Kelly. Kelly on the dribble drive on the right side of the lane. Stops. Great spin move off the glass. Unable to get it to fall. It's tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with Scottsbluff after Brock Scholl knocked it out of bounds.
Listen, Hinman had good position there. Even though he may not be able to elevate, he had good position that Scholl had to try to go up and do something to keep him from getting that ball.
3 minutes, 34 seconds to go. They inbound it to Kelly. Kelly with the basketball on the right side. He'll fire the 3 to tie. Missed it off to the left, and Scholl is able to grab the defensive rebound.
That's tough going to your left. You got to be able to rise straight up. Otherwise, that ball is going to drift to the left.
Here's Van Dyke to Scholl. Going downhill. Gets bumped. Left floater is good by Brock Scholl.
That's tough there. I love that for the big fella. Get to your spot, raise up. There's no one that can affect you.
Brock Scholl now has 7 points. We have a push and a foul in the lane. The foul was on the floor, so the shot that ended up being made will not count.
I like the finish, though.
Yeah, Lucas Heller will come into the game as Kyle Cannon has to check out. Kyle Cannon just got called for his second personal foul, but that's a luxury that Skutt has that Scottsbluff does not. Taking guys out immediately with 2 fouls and saying, hey, we're going to sit you for the remainder of the second quarter so you can play the entire second half.
They have the depth to do that, and that's the beautiful thing about that. You got Linderman. Yeah. Those two can switch and change out.
And now we have a foul called on Lucas Heller as he tried to go around the Delgado screen to keep up with Boswell, and it's going to be a foul against Skutt Catholic. That is the 4th team foul on Skutt Catholic, rather. So next foul for either side will be the other teams in the bonus. Here's the inbound to Kelly. 3:02 to go in the second quarter. Nick Sainert, Eric Strickland with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Delgado with the basketball on the right wing. Hands it off to Menninger. Scottsbluff trails by 5. Menninger with the basketball on the right side. Into the near corner. Berta for 3, and that was needed. He bangs it home from the near right corner.
It's Berta. Love it.
On the right side, it's Dylan Van Dyke with Skutt up by just 2. Van Dyke gets away with a push-off, gets it down low. Zeeble, the layup way too easy for Zeeble.
My goodness. I mean, it was a straight chicken wing. Throw it out there. Hopefully you can get some with the hot sauce and didn't get a call.
Here's Kelly, spin move in the lane, going on Zeeble. His shot is blocked, and Scholl has the defensive rebound. Skutt pushing the pace. Van Dyke steps through. That layup no good. Zeeble over the back, and he gets the layup to go.
There it is. Staying on the attack and then attacking the glass. It's starting to open up here.
It is 29-23 as Kelly says, let's slow it down, get it to Berta. We are under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Scottsbluff to Boswell. Boswell, 1 for 8 from the field today is Trey Boswell, Boswell trying to create some space on Eddie Linderman. Now to Kelly, dribble drive in the lane. He stops, throws it underneath. It's deflected out of bounds off of George Zeeble.
There should be a double flood there because they're going to take Delgado away. If Berta makes a cut right into the area where the Big Ten sign is, then he's going to get an easy shot. They got to do a double flood there.
Yeah. 29-23 is your score. 1:44 to go in the second quarter. Here on the right side, here's Menninger. We have a whistle and a foul down low. Away from the ball, it's going to be on Lucas Heller.
Another one on Heller. It's 2 on him. Everybody's got 2, but like you said again, the depth of Skutt, they have the ability to rotate guys in and out. I don't think that you'll see Cannon. I think they'd much rather allow Heller to stay in there, and he'll take the fouls before they give him Cannon.
29-23 is your score. Here's the shot on the free throw by Boswell. It does not go.
Again, tough shots, not good shots, turnovers, giving up offensive rebounds, and not hitting free throws. That's a recipe for disaster against Omaha Skutt.
Scottsbluff, one of their last 7 from the field. The free throw by Boswell is no good. He missed both. That's a major no-no for Scottsbluff if they want to try to get back into this game and steal one from Skutt in the Class B title game. 90 seconds to play. Van Dyke going downhill. He'll kick it to Wissink. Wissink in the lane. Great job by Hinman being straight up. Hinman, he'll roll over left side. He passes it off to Kelly. Kelly backing down Wissink to Berta for another 3. Bang!
It's Berta! They need him to get hot.
29-26 your score. Skutt Catholic out in front by 3. On the left side, it's Lucas Heller as Boswell got to be careful of swiping at that basketball. On the left side, Wissink with it, guarded by Berta. On the near corner, with it is Zeeble. Zeeble passes to Van Dyke. Van Dyke with the basketball, 54 seconds to play in the second quarter. Crossing over Van Dyke, free throw line, end to the side. Zeeble in the lane, off the glass, no good. Scholl with the offensive rebound, the putback. It won't fall. Another offensive rebound, it's out of bounds to Scottsbluff.
Hinman's going over way too far. He's not blocking any shots. Don't go too far on the other side, and you'll give up an offensive rebound every time. It's just a little IQ thing. If I'm the coaches, I'm having a discussion with him about that.
40 seconds to go in the second quarter. 29-26 is your score. Scottsbluff with the basketball. On the left side, it's Nate Kelly. Kelly with it, working on Wissink. The next foul will put both sides in the bonus here with less than 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. You certainly don't want to foul either side and give them free throws. Now in the lane, Delgado unable to handle the pass from Kelly. It's taken away by Scholl. Scholl working. The floater is no good. And we have a foul on the floor, which will put Scholl at the line. That is a foul on Nate Kelly, and that's number 2 on him.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, that's 2 going into the half. That's something that you can work with a little bit. You know, in that situation, you have a big fella driving at you. Don't retreat. Attack that dribble. It's got a long ways to go. He's not dribbling low. So therefore, you allow him to get into where he's going to be able to take his advantage, which is in the paint. You got to attack that drive early on out in front.
14 and a half seconds to play in the first half as Scholl missed the first free throw. One more coming up for the future Omaha Maverick, and it's good. Sabala will check in as Delgado subs out. Good decision there by Scott Gillian of Scottsbluff, the head coach there. Don't let Delgado pick up a cheap third in the final 14 seconds on a rebound attempt or whatnot. Here is Nate Kelly with the basketball for Scottsbluff. 10 seconds to play. Kelly going downhill, trying to hesitate, kicks it out. Sabala for 3. It won't fall, and Van Dyke collects the rebound. 1 second. The three-quarter court heave does not go. And at the end of the first half, we got ourselves a ball game. Omaha Skutt Catholic 30, the Scottsbluff Bearcats 26 here in the Class B state championship game on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena at the half. We got a good one. It's 30-26. Omaha Skutt leads Scottsbluff at the half after Skutt Catholic was down by as many as 9 at one point. They trailed this 16-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then they were able to outscore Scottsbluff 23-10 and the in the second quarter. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I was distracted down here giving away awards. But as I was going to say, 30-26 is your score at the half. Stricky, when you look at Scottsbluff, they're not shooting it well. They're shooting 33 for 7 from the three-point line. They're 5 for 8 from the free throw line. They're 40% from the field overall, so you can't complain too much. But in comparison to Skutt Catholic, and if they want to take them off the mountaintop, you got to do much better.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, shout out to them for even getting 5 offensive rebounds right now. The rebound margin isn't killing them, but it's been the timing of the rebounds that has hurt them. Also, it isn't that they're just throwing the ball all over the lot with turnovers all over the place. That's not the problem. The problem is the timing of the turnovers. And they're not converting their steals into opportunities to get fast break and easy opportunities. Anytime they attack the glass, as far as with penetration, there's somebody waiting on them at the size of 6'9". And so not being able to knock down consistently shots right now is causing them to have trouble in getting good shots.
I mean, everything else is pretty even. You look at turnovers, you look at rebound numbers. Skutt Catholic is out rebounding Scottsbluff. That's to be expected. But then on top of that, it's not by a wide margin, 16-13. That's all it is. And so it's you can live with that if that's the margin that is what it is at the end of the game, right? But then for Scottsbluff and turnovers, 5 turnovers for the Bearcats. They've also forced Skutt Catholic to turn it over 5 times as well. It's been a pretty evenly played game. It's a game of runs, certainly. We've seen Scottsbluff go on an 8-0 run. We've seen Skutt Catholic go on a 10-0 run. It's how are you able to handle the ebbs and flows of a game?
Well, and then we're going to also, you're absolutely right with that, Nick, but we're also now going to have to observe what the adjustments are that have been made based on how they're covering, based on what the matchups are and what the lineup changes are, and can they sustain? Desmond has been out for a little bit, but he hasn't been really effective. No. Can they use him? Berta now looks like he's hot. You might want to get him a few more minutes, keep giving him some feeds, and then the rest of them, Kelly. And then they also got to be able to get Boswell going. If they don't get Boswell going, if he's sitting on a 1 for the night, it's going to be a long one for Scottsbluff.
It's 30-26 at the half. We'll step aside, come back in just a few minutes with the start of the third quarter. Will Skutt hold on for the 3rd consecutive year and win a Class B title, or can Scottsbluff win one for the first time since 2012? They haven't been to a title game since 2017. They've been to them in 2013, 2016, 2017. Haven't been able to get over the top and win a title since 2012, though. We'll see if they can come back from beyond 4 points here in the quarter number 3 and 4 as Scottsbluff and Skutt Catholic continue to do battle here in just a few minutes right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello.
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with yourself for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs. all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Your score at the half as we are getting ready to start quarter number 3 is 30-26. Skutt Catholic out in front by 4 points here at the start of the third quarter. Nick Sainert, Eric Strickland alongside Jackson Kleinschmidt back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Thanks to Jackson staying late with us on a Saturday evening. Thanks to Harrison Harns earlier. DP filling in as well in between games. It is 30-26 at the half. Stricky, my friend, when you look at Skutt Catholic, man, they're so dominant, and they can hurt you from so many angles. And a team like Scottsbluff that's not, I wouldn't say in foul trouble, but on the verge of foul trouble, you got to take care of business.
You definitely got to take care of business. And one thing, I don't like to say this, Nick, that you have to play a game of perfection. But against them, with so many advantages that they have from so many different places to where they can hurt you, you dang near got to play as flawlessly as you can, especially for Scottsbluff with size different.
30-26 your score. We're underway here in the half, or in the second half, rather, as Dylan Van Dyke has the basketball top of the key. Eddie Linderman. Linderman now down low to Scholl. Scholl got bumped by Kelly. Don't forget, Kelly has 2 fouls. Now on the right side, Linderman, spin move, looking around for help, still looking, gets it to Zeeble in the near corner. Still 14 seconds on the possession as Van Dyke has it about 40 feet away from the bucket. Here on the right side, Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball, crossing over, great moves, handles, 4 on the possession, down low, Zeeble working on Delgado in the lane. Shot is blocked. There's the shot clock should have reset, so that does not count, and it is going to be Skutt Catholic basketball. Scott Gillian's asking how that was not a shot clock violation. Well, it hit the rim, and so it should have reset to begin with. And so here we go as baseline inbound coming in for Skutt Catholic. They get it into Scholl. That's way too easy, right on the doorstep of the hoop.
And listen, I feel for Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly not only having to run the team, but also has to physically match up with Scholl. That's a tough task for anyone out there.
Here on the left side, now dribbling to the top of the key is Nate Kelly, the Scottsbluff quarterback on the football team. He gets it to Desmond Smith. Now right side, nice shot fake by Manninger. 3-ball will not go. Rebounded by Kyle Cannon, and they might have bumped elbows with Boswell as he comes up limping a little bit. On the right side, Cannon driving in the lane. He got Delgado to jump, and now Boswell bites on the second fake, and it's going to be a shooting foul coming up as Kyle Cannon will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, again, it's a tough task, man.
Certainly.
Teams like that. I mean, Nick, you've seen it in college basketball, right? Teams that are undersized, where they beat you is they beat you on the perimeter. They beat you where they're actually just killing you from perimeter shots or attacking you. They have yet to attack their bigs. Like, they haven't figured out a way to get Delgado or to get one of their guys in a matchup with their bigs, because that's what's going to create the better shot for you. It's been a tough task for
It's
them.
now 34-26 out here. Omaha Skutt out in front by 8 with 6.5 to play. Boswell beats him off the dribble in the lane. He got bumped. That's a good call from the near side referee. I felt like Boswell got bonked on the back.
It's unfortunate that the lead referee did not make that call. You can't let that happen. They're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
they're already at a disadvantage. You can't just allow that to play through. I'm glad that referee came and got that.
Yeah, it looked like Boswell might have gotten kneed in the back of the leg as the first free throw is good for Trey Boswell. Lucas Heller comes in the game. They called that foul on Kyle Cannon, and Cannon now has 3 personal fouls, so he has to sit down as Lucas Heller comes into the game.
They need to run here. They need to do something to mix it up. They need to speed them up. They need to run some press, attack them 94 feet. Make them do some trap. They need to figure out a way to do something. Conventional style against Skutt's going to kill them.
Yeah,
they're
on the
going to wear
left
you
side,
out.
Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball crossing up. Now working on the defender Smith. Dylan Van Dyke pops the 3 on the way. Can't connect and make Skutt shoot those types of shots with those types of players. Boswell, the pass down low as Smith can't get it. The tip try, no good, but Lucas Heller pushed Boswell on the back on the tip try. And 2 shots again coming up for Trey Boswell.
Again, that's where you're going to have to use your advantage.
Yeah.
You're going to have to push this ball. But see, that's the problem. They don't have the depth. It's tough to play a running game. Listen, when I played in Nebraska, Nick, there was 10 of us that could rotate in. There could be another 5 that could come in, and we can press, we can run, we can get after you, we could wear ourselves out because we knew that someone else was going to come. They don't have that luxury.
Boswell makes the first free throw. He's got one more coming up. I think this is, simply put, this is how you can get back into the game and cut a lead, stop a run.
And get a break.
Yeah, if you're Scottsbluff. So it's 34-30 now as they're on a little 4-0 spurt. 4-0 spurt on just free throws as Skutt Catholic has the basketball leading 34-30. 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Here on the right side, it's Van Dyke down low, Zeeble. Zeeble with the basketball, cross-court pass. Great find.
Good.
Eddie Linderman on the left side. He kicks it to Heller. Heller cross-court to Van Dyke. Van Dyke on the right wing. He crosses over, right to left, then left to right. Great defense by Menninger. Forces him to pick up his dribble. Left side, Scholl. 3-ball. It rattles out. Rebound tipped around, and Boswell secures it. Up the floor we go with Menninger. Back to Boswell trailing. In the lane. The layup's good.
That's what you have to do. That's the way they're going to win this game.
Here's Van Dyke trying to push the pace. He gets caught in between traffic. Kicks it out Linderman. Down low to Scholl. Working on Delgado. In the lane. Airballs the layup. The tip try by Zeeble is good with the foul. And Zeeble goes to the line to shoot one more.
Menninger can't stand watching. You can't look at that guy. That's a big fella. He's 6'9". You've got to engage before that shot even goes up because it's too late. That's their problem, and I told you about that first half. If they do not engage them on that weak side, it is going to be murder.
37-32, your score. Scottsbluff trails by 5. They have the basketball. On the right side, here it is, Des Smith to Nate Kelly. Kelly working around Zeeble, crosses over in the center of the lane, tries to get it down. Delgado, what a find as an assist from the quarterback.
Again, that's all day for Delgado. Those bigs are going to go over there. When they attack, they have to find Delgado.
37-34, Omaha Skutt Catholic. 4:52 to go in the third quarter. Van Dyke on the left side as Scholl unable to hold on to the pass from Van Dyke. Too much heat from the Skutt Catholic quarterback. And Dylan Van Dyke will have a turnover going the other way.
That's like throwing a screen pass or a bubble screen on a dart before the guy can even turn his head. Tough.
4:45 to play, third quarter. 37-34, Skutt Catholic in a dogfight with Scottsbluff.
Are you surprised that they're still here, Nick?
Not at all, because this was the way that Scottsbluff was going to need to play to win the game.
Yeah.
And you've been here 6 days. Don't waste that 6 days.
No. Not on the last day, especially.
Nah. Nate Kelly with the basketball at the timeline. Kelly with it, working on Wissink.
Go back, Nick, to what you just did with Delgado. Why not do the same thing?
Well, that other one was also in transition, which is a piece of it. Delgado with it on the left side now to Kelly. Kelly spins around a couple of times, and that's a blocking foul as Wissink kind of stuck his right hip out and kind of body blowed Nate Kelly.
Good stuff right now.
37-34 is your score. We have a timeout on the floor.
And
Skutt Catholic leads. Skutt Catholic leads by 3 over Scottsbluff. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Eric Strickland alongside. 37-34 is your score. Skutt Catholic out in front by 3 points. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball on a sideline inbound after it was just a Skutt Catholic foul. I'll be honest, every now and then I catch myself messing up between the two teams. They're somewhat similar. Scottsbluff, Skutt Catholic.
Yeah.
When you're talking for 7 days, you're here. You get it messed up here. On the right side, it's Scottsbluff. Trey Boswell with the basketball. Boswell now to Menninger. Menninger at the logo, working on Dylan Van Dyke. Menninger with the basketball, working around, crossing up. Now at the top of the key, Menninger slips, falls, gets it back, throws to the right side to Boswell. 16 to shoot still. Boswell to Des Smith. Now Smith with it. Top of the key, guarded by Scholl. Tries to beat him off the dribble in the lane. Shot blocked out of bounds by Skutt Catholic.
He's got to make that pass.
Yep.
You did your job. That's all we need you to do, young fella.
Yep.
Get to the paint.
Draw the defender.
And find the next guy.
Yeah. Baseline inbound coming in for Scottsbluff as Boswell will be the inbound man. They get Kelly. Kelly in the near corner. He'll fire the three on the way. He can't hit it. Would have been tied ball game if Kelly could have converted on that shot. Here is Dylan Van Dyke. Across the timeline he goes. 3:41 to go in the third quarter. On the left side, Lucas Heller. Now top of the key, Carter Wissink. Wissink with the basketball. He takes 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, and another dribble. Crossing over at the elbow. Moves it to Heller. Heller back to Wissink. He on the dribble drive. Driving baseline in the lane. It's good.
Listen, if you're Scottsbluff, pack it in. They haven't hit but 1 3.
Yeah.
Why are you out there over pressuring right now?
Skutt Catholic 1 for 7 from the 3-point line as Kelly's shot is blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Scottsbluff after the rejection by George Zeeble.
There's not going to be anything easy at the rim for Scottsbluff.
Yeah.
Draw the defense, find somebody. Defensively, pack it in, make them beat you from 3 at this point.
39-34 is your score. 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Scottsbluff to inbound. Kelly, mid-range jumper. Bang!
Good execution on the out-of-bounds play there, finding Kelly.
Kyle Cannon's back into the game with those 3 fouls. It's 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. On the left side, Wissink with the basketball. Wissink, top of the key, dribble drive, right-hand side. Kyle Cannon fires the 3, and he hits it.
That's what you're going to have to make them do. They're going to have to beat me from 3.
42-36 is your score as Nate Kelly brings it across the timeline. Nate Kelly will dribble into the right side, hands it off. Menninger, shot fake, 3-ball. Bang! Ice cold from Riley Menninger.
Yeah, they're going to need somebody to step up. Now, they're going to execute. Skutt's going to get into their execution stuff right now.
Yeah.
Going to feed inside.
Here on the left side, Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball. Crossing over on Menninger. Now to Wissink, to Cannon. Cannon on the right side. Nate Kelly working on Scholl down low. Kelly is exhausted. Down low, Scholl. Pass deflected, and we have a foul called on Nate Kelly. That's going to be number 3 on Nate Kelly.
Hinman should not be anywhere on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Stay in the paint. I don't care if that guy comes over.
Right around the restricted area.
Right around the restricted area. You get out there, you cannot guard. You can barely move.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not mad at you. Got a little injury, but don't go out there.
As Dylan Van Dyke
throw it off
inbounds
the
it
back.
off of Hinman's backside. Scholl gets the rebound, puts it up and in. Off the missed
Bad
layup by
break.
Van Dyke.
Bad break there.
So here comes Nate Kelly across the timeline as 2 subs get ready to check in for Scottsbluff at the next dead ball. On the right side, here it is with Menninger to Kelly. Kelly, exhausted, driving middle of the lane. He hits the fadeaway. He sinks it. What a shot by Nate Kelly to keep it a 3-point differential. 1:46 to go in the third quarter. It's 44-41 Skutt Catholic.
Right now, Scottsbluff is using their timeouts to be able to get their guys breaks.
Yeah, they still have 3 remaining.
Yeah, just keep doing that. That's going to help you out. Get through the end of this quarter, and then you give it all you got.
And what I will say with Scottsbluff, I mean, you're sitting here saying we're shooting 42% from the field, 36% from beyond the 3-point line, 75% from the free throw line. We're doing everything we need to do, and that's why it's a 3-point ball game. How sustainable is it?
That's what I'm
This
saying.
is where we start to see legs give out. This is where we start to see guys get tired, lazy passes, lazy ball handling. And Skutt Catholic is deep enough and they're fresh enough because of a 40-point win 2 days ago.
That's a
and
fact.
because of the depth that they have to where they're going to be able to take advantage of it.
Well, what you have to do, You've got to focus all of your
There it
intent,
is.
your mental capacities on whatever you need to do
Yeah.
to win this game. And that's it. It's a mental thing at this point. Again,
Yeah.
you don't have no practice tomorrow.
I think Scott Gillian has done a really good job of managing Kean Delgado, as the floater by Dylan Van Dyke is good. He's taken him out. He still only has Delgado, has 2 personal fouls. I think he's done a really good job. As a 3-pointer on the way by Berta.
There he is.
How
It's
about Caleb Berta continuously is able to hit big shots off the bench. On the right side, it's Eddie Linderman to Scholl. It's a 2-point Skutt lead. Here's Scholl on the right side working on Kelly in the lane. The floater won't fall, and the rebound caroms into the hands of Boswell. Boswell trying to push the pace. It's 3-on-3. Boswell tried to shoot it to a trailer. It's a loose ball. Bodies on the floor. Van Dyke saves it, and Scholl slams it home with 2 hands.
Wow. Great hustle play out of Skutt right there to retrieve the loose ball. Unfortunate there for Scottsbluff.
48-44. I felt like Boswell tried to do too much. He jumped past when he could have just sat there. We have a whistle and a foul called against Skutt Catholic down low in the paint. It's their 4th team foul. It will not be 2 shots at the line, and it'll be a baseline inbound for Scottsbluff.
Kelly is wore out. They've got to figure out a way to get him maybe a break right now. Like, it's unfortunate because you have the ball. Maybe if you're on defense, you get him a break. He's wore out. He's got to bang with the big fella and run the team. It's tough, young fella.
42 seconds to go. 3rd quarter, Boswell to inbound. Looking, surveying, throws it up top to Menninger. There's about a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Trey Boswell with the basketball. On the right side, Boswell in the lane. Shot blocked from behind by Scholl, and it's rebounded by Wissink. Here comes Wissink. Nobody stops ball as Wissink stops after the timeline. It's Lucas Heller now with 22 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 48-44 your score. Kyle Juergens wants a timeout for Skutt Catholic. And this actually works out in Scottsbluff's favor because they're not only going to get this timeout, they're going to get the end of the quarter. And they don't have to burn one of their own timeouts, so they'll still have 3 remaining.
There's no doubt. Just a little IQ stuff as far as playing the guard position for Boswell there. When you have a big fella on your back hip, the way you take away his advantage is you have to go to the other side of the rim. He can't block it on the other side of the rim. If you take it strong side of the rim, you put it at his advantage with his length. So you have to take that extra dribble and go up and have a reverse layup there or find someone else. That's the only way you're going to be able to do that. That's why that ball was blocked.
Yeah, 48-44 is your score. 17 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Skutt Catholic out in front by 4 points. 17 seconds to play in the 3rd. They can hold for the last shot as the shot clock is dark. Scottsbluff bench on their feet. Van Dyke with the basketball, working on Desmond Smith, and he is fouled. That's going to be the 4th team foul on Scottsbluff. That's fine because now you only have to defend for 3 more seconds. That's what's showing on the game clock.
Well, that'll be 3 on Desmond.
Yeah, that is. Now it's a baseline inbound play. You got to imagine they'll get it into Zeeble or to Scholl in the paint. Quick touch, put it up at the horn. We'll see what they do as they get it in to Cannon, who fires the 3, and he's unable to get it. It wedges in between. It's a jump. Well, it would have been a jump ball.
That is not that ball should not end. There's at least 0.6 of a second left.
Yeah.
There's no way that ends.
They're having the conversation. I don't think that they're going to call it a jump ball, I don't think they're going to call it end of quarter.
It would be a hell ball.
It is a jump ball. Yes, it's a jump ball.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
It should be at least 0.6 left.
Bring the players back out onto the floor. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Scottsbluff.
Unfortunate.
That's huge.
Unfortunate.
That's huge because now Scottsbluff gets it with 0.5 of a second, which then means the alternating possession to start the 4th quarter will go to Skutt.
That's unfortunate.
But great coaching.
Wow.
Great coaching by Skutt Catholic because they were right on top of it. They realized it.
Yeah.
So Scottsbluff to inbound. They get it into Boswell. He throws it up at the end of the quarter. The score after 3 quarters of play in the Class B state championship game, Omaha Skutt Catholic 48, Scottsbluff 44 here in the Class B title. We got a good one on our hands, folks. Stay tuned for the final 8 minutes of it when we come back in 60 seconds.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Start of the fourth quarter in the Class B state championship game. Scottsbluff and Omaha Skutt Catholic as PBA rises to their feet. 48-44 your score at the start of the quarter. Skutt Catholic will have the basketball on the alternating possession. And we're ready to go. Here is Kyle Cannon. Cannon brings it across the timeline. He gets picked up by Boswell. Now on the left side, Dylan Van Dyke. Cross court. Cannon, wide open three. Ice cold.
Great play coming out of the quarter. Ran to perfection. Cannon knocks it down.
It's now a 7-point deficit. Here, Nate Kelly with the basketball. Backs it out. Kelly dribbles behind the back. Great shot fake off the glass. No good. Rebound tipped out to Boswell. He fires the three. Trying to answer. Nowhere close. Now on the left side, here's Eddie Linderman. Linderman passes to Zeeble. Zeeble backing down Delgado in the lane. He is fouled.
Well, there's something that if you're Delgado, you don't let him go left. He's a lefty. You make him go with the right. And, if he's going to get back to his left, make him finish over you with the left and you there.
51-44, Zeeble at the line. Make it 52-44.
What an advantage to have 2 6'9" guys.
Oh, my goodness, right?
Just and play long minutes without having to get too much break.
No, not real foul trouble for either one as Zeeble goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Menninger has the basketball on the right side. Menninger to Nate Kelly. Now Kelly with the basketball, dribbles around the left side, mid-range jumper, and unable to go. Offensive rebound, Delgado. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Skutt Catholic basketball. Tough no call goes against Scottsbluff there.
Listen, I'm not rooting for him, but when you're at a disadvantage, like, you've got to give them their fouls.
Yeah,
that's a foul. I don't care what you say on that. It's unfortunate.
52-44 is your score. 6:57 to go in the fourth quarter. On the left side, Van Dyke. They flash Linderman down low on the left block. He gets it poked away. It's out of bounds off of Delgado, and it will be Skutt Catholic basketball underneath their own hoop.
They just haven't gotten breaks on the loose balls.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten to them. They lost one over here where Skutt on the left-hand side, right in front of the Skutt bench, where they were able to take advantage of it. Just haven't gotten good breaks today.
Dylan Van Dyke inbounds it. Now he has it. Scholl wide open. Two-handed flush.
Yeah! Go get it, young fella. Crutch, you found something.
Here on the left side, it's Des Smith to Kelly. Kelly and Scottsbluff down by their largest deficit, 10 to Menninger. Menninger, free throw line jumper. Can't get it to go.
Legs.
And now there's a lid on the bucket for Scottsbluff.
And we talked about it. You said it just before the quarter. The end of the quarter is, are they going to be able to be sustained?
Yeah.
With having the pressure and having to play defense, having the body up guys, it's tough. And now they don't have the legs to finish off shots.
On the top of the key near the logo, it's Dylan Van Dyke. Van Dyke with the basketball on the left side. He fires the three on the way, and he drains it. And now Scottsbluff has to talk it over as they trail by 13 in the blink of an eye. It's a 9-0 run to start the fourth quarter. for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks.
Yeah, great run there for Skutt Catholic. Just really, and listen, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They just continue to, what did we say yesterday? Pound at you, hit you there, hit you with the body. And then all of a sudden, boom, the haymaker comes. And there it was by the quarterback, the lefty.
Dylan Van Dyke. 57-44 is your score. They led it 48-44 at the start of the fourth quarter. And Skutt Catholic has now jumped out to a 57-44 lead with 6:05 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, against this team, let's just be honest about it, Nick. You can't shoot 38% from 2 and 38% from 3 and expect to, do some work against Skutt Catholic.
Well, I mean, it's just crazy. So in the fourth quarter here alone, Skutt Catholic is 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from beyond the three-point line. And, well, Scottsbluff, 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from beyond the three-point line. They were going to have to start hot. They're not out of it by any means.
No.
It's going to be, can you keep the intensity up? Can you take it a step higher than it's been so far today? Because now you're going to have to come back from a double-digit deficit. It's not down by 4, down by 6. It's down by 13.
That's a fact.
Here comes Scottsbluff with the basketball. Nate Kelly with it as he brings it across the timeline. He gets picked up by Eddie Linderman, who's been quiet offensively but steady defensively. Now with it is Menninger. Menninger to Trey Boswell. Boswell with the basketball, top of the key. Boswell crossing over. Thought about shooting it from the free throw line. Now Smith. Smith with it to Menninger. Menninger steps back, 14 on the possession still. On the right side, it is Trey Boswell. 5.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Scottsbluff needs a bucket. On the left side, Smith. The dribble drive. Nowhere home. Nowhere to go. Delgado trying to back down the fadeaway. It's just too short. No energy.
Great defense from Skutt there. Just nothing. They had nothing.
Here is at the top of the key, Kyle Cannon. Cannon to Zeeble. Zeeble now into the corner. 3-ball Scholl. It bounces up. No good. Not sure I like that shot when Scholl and Zeeble have been just so strong inside and have such a big advantage, and now you almost gave up a transition 3, but Kelly gets it back. Boswell tries for a 3. That one's no good. Rebound tipped out, and it's controlled by Eddie Linderman for Skutt Catholic.
You haven't hit a shot, Boswell. You're 1 for 6 now.
Yeah.
And from 3, and you're shooting like you're in the NBA.
Yeah, you got a heat check.
Step in there.
Yeah. We said it, and it still holds true whether they're down 6 or down 13. A great way to get back into the game is at the free throw line. Here's Linderman on the shot fake, down low, pass deflected. Linderman gets it back. Nobody goes out to grab ball. He drives in, fade away, the floater off back iron. How about Des Smith? Gets the rebound. Up the floor, Menninger. They got to push the pace. They kick it. Boswell driving baseline in the lane. Shot blocked by Scholl. And here we go with Skutt Catholic as Eddie Linderman will slow it down with Dylan Van Dyke.
Nothing easy. Dikembe Mutombo. No. For sure.
57-44. We've been stuck on this score for what feels like a couple of minutes of game time, and that's not necessarily in Scottsbluff favor. Van Dyke with the basketball. 14 on the possession. Scott Gillian claps his hands in disappointment as that could have been a loose ball that they got. Here on the right side, Dylan Van Dyke pops the tray. He can't connect. Offensive rebound, Scholl. He hooks the defender, and now he is fouled. He got away with hooking Desmond Smith a little bit as he went to go for a reverse layup. The official was right there, didn't call it, and then calls a shooting foul.
I really like just his ability. He's got good footwork down there for a big man. Not only he can stretch, but he's also very crafty down low and being able to figure out, especially on a smaller guy.
Yeah.
I used to love guys like his size that would try to put it on the ground for me. But he does a really good job of controlling the dribble.
It is 58-44 after he makes the first free throw. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And it's now 59-44 after the second made free throw. 3:43 to play, fourth quarter. Let's step aside. It's a full timeout on the floor. We'll be right back in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's 59-44 Omaha Skutt. Stricky, how about this? This is the 47th game that the Ticket has put on the last 2 weeks. 47 out of 48. We only have one more left.
What an amazing job you have done.
Oh, gosh, no.
With everybody that's come by.
The Ticket.
The Ticket has done an amazing job.
The Ticket's done an incredible job.
You must have had some good tea and crumpets.
It's hanging on. You can hear it a little bit, but it's hanging on.
Yeah,
better
man.
than in recent years. 59-44 your score. Scottsbluff has the basketball. Referee, if you could scoot, thank you. As Menninger now with it to Boswell. He must have been listening to me. He moved far down there. Moved in front of the other table. Boswell with it on the right side. Sorry, Stricky.
Well, their problem is they don't put bodies on people to set screens.
Now Boswell, 3-ball on the way. That one's well short, just no legs.
Yeah.
No legs, you can tell. Now on the right side, it's Kyle Cannon with the basketball. They're up by 15. Skutt starting to act like the anaconda, the chokehold around the body of Scottsbluff. Here's Kyle Cannon with it near the timeline. Cannon crossing over, working on Berta. Cannon beats him off the dribble, creates space, the fade away. No good, but it was a good look for Kyle Cannon. As now Boswell trying to run the floor, goes right at him, off the glass, and it's in. That's what you're going to have to do. You got to try to get it within single digits, and then you foul.
Well, you're going to have to pressure.
Yeah. On the left side, Brock Scholl with it. 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter. But the worst part is you have to be very strategic with who fouls because you do have foul trouble on the team with some pretty important players. Nate Kelly, Keon Delgado. Pass down low is going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Skutt Catholic. You look at Scottsbluff, and you look at some of the foul trouble that they have. You have Des Smith, Nate Kelly, two of your most prominent guards with 3 fouls. Keon Delgado with 4. You got to be real strategic. Even Riley Menninger with 2. Everybody else, sure, Isai Sabala, Caleb Berta. Those are guys that maybe you could afford to pick up a couple of fouls. Yeah, Hinman as well. Dylan Van Dyke with the basketball on the left side, crossing over. As that pass tipped away, it's saved. Cannon with the basketball. Left side, Linderman. Can he make his first one? He can. And we have a foul called against Omaha Skutt Catholic. The shot will count as on what would have been a rebound attempt. Skutt Catholic fouls Scottsbluff, and so that'll be the first team foul, though, of the quarter on Skutt Catholic.
They just haven't been able to get the 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
Balls are loose. They get a hand on it, they can't track it down. But that's legs. That's extra effort that you just don't have to exert because you didn't wore yourself out for a whole weekend.
62-46, 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Kelly, left side of the lane, off the glass, nowhere to go. Linderman with a great defensive possession in transition. Here's Cannon. He gets Kylie to jump up in the air, throw down the floor to Scholl. Scholl, cross court as Linderman finds Cannon near the logo, and he's going to hold on to it. Boswell trying to swipe at it, unable to get that basketball loose. As Boswell now will foul with 1:48 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 62-46, your score. And despite a double-digit lead being what it is, it feels like such a wider margin and such a tall mountain to climb.
It is. It's a really tall mountain because you need 94 feet. You need 94 feet of defense. And I'm talking about hawk, hound, and jump switch and do all kinds of stuff. You just don't have the depth to do it. It's unfortunate.
1 minute, 47 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor charged to Omaha Skutt Catholic. It is 62-46. You talked about it, Stricky. Man, you feel for Scottsbluff. If this score holds on, it's a long drive home to think about it.
Long drive home to think about it. And then you start asking questions, Nick, about whether or not you gave your all.
Yeah.
Did you give it everything that you had? Could you have done something better?
I feel, though, I mean, here's the thing. Skutt Catholic has had just a stellar last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. You're talking about a team that's won titles in 06, 07, and 2014, but most recently, they've been on a streak to where they've made the state championship game every year outside of 2021 when there was no state tournament.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that you have to remember. So in the last 5 state tournaments, Skutt Catholic's been in the state championship all 5 years as they extend their lead 64-46.
Yeah, they've been building it.
Yeah.
They had a plan and they've been building it.
On the left side, Boswell. He stops at the block in the lane, off the glass, too strong. Rebound, Kelly. He can't hit the layup. Boswell with a third effort, no good. He gets it again. Boswell fighting, scrapping, clawing down low, and finally he's fouled on the floor. 1:25 to go in the fourth quarter. But once again, you go talk Skutt Catholic. They were runner-up in 2018. They missed the game in 2019. They win it in 2020. They were runner-up in 22, and they've won it now in 2023 and 2024. And they're on their way, a minute 25 away from winning it here in 2025.
And what do they have coming back? That's the thing to look at.
Yes, Sabala misses the three. They're going to move on from a lot. They're going to move on from everybody except George Zeeble and Eddie Linderman in their starting lineup. They'll return guys like Luke Lenz. They'll return a guy like Carter Wissink. They'll return Jet Sampson, Lucas Heller. But you talk about what Kyle Juergens is going to have to do is you're going to have to replace a steady guard in Kyle Cannon, a really steady player in Dylan Van Dyke, who stepped up incredibly big today with his 11 points. You're going to replace Brock Scholl, who is going to be a UNO Maverick. There's a lot of questions for Skutt Catholic, but if there's a team, a program that can handle it, it's the Skyhawks team.
There's no doubt. They're going to be able to retool and revamp. And listen, those younger guys have been able to watch winning basketball. And so they're going to know how to play. And they're going to have to step up and fill the gap.
So here you go. Scottsbluff begins to empty the bench. Brock Scholl, Kyle Cannon, Dylan Van Dyke, Eddie Linderman, and George Zeeble all holding up 3 as saying that class, that team, that group has won 3 state championships in 57 and a half seconds of game time.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to just know that you came in with a group of guys. You guys have put in the time, the effort, the work. Each season, learned a lot, grew with each other, and now you're able to put 3 championships up in the rafters.
Here, Luke Van Dyke is also into the game. Luke Van Dyke, he's a senior as well. Cross-court pass. Luke Van Dyke fires the 3, and it was halfway down, and it bounced out.
Everything but the bottom of the net.
Here, Scottsbluff with 30 seconds to play. It's Mose. Mose with the basketball for the Bearcats. Into the corner. 3-point attempt. And it's good. Nice shot there by number 22. As that is number 22 for the Scottsbluff. Strom. As that is Kobe Strom, the 6'2 sophomore. The shot clock is dark. Skutt Catholic can taste it. They're 9 seconds away from the three-peat. 4 seconds away. 2 seconds. Here's the horn. Your final score. The Skutt Catholic Skyhawks have three-peated. 64-49 over the Scottsbluff Bearcats.
Congratulations to Scott, to Omaha Skutt Catholic. 3 championships.
2023, 2024, and now 2025 belong to the senior class featuring Cannon, Dylan Van Dyke, Brock Scholl, George Zeeble.
Coming in as a 4 seed.
That's right. They finished the year 24-5 after knocking off Scottsbluff today. For Scottsbluff, a disappointing end to an incredibly successful year. The senior class of Des Smith and Ryan Hinman go out as state runner-up. It was a lot of people back. Nate Kelly is back. Boswell is just a sophomore. Kian Delgado is just a junior. Riley Menninger is a junior. The future is bright for Scottsbluff. They made their first state title since 2017, but they're going to be runner-up again as they still yet to have a champion, a trophy, since 2012. Your final score once again from Class B. Omaha Skutt Catholic 64. The Scottsbluff Bearcats 49. The score was a little of a wider margin. But until the fourth quarter, this was as good of a game, as competitive of a matchup, and as close of a battle as we could have ever hoped for, Stricky.
Again, they just continue to go to the body, and they're well coached. They know who their guys are. They know who their go-to guys are, and they did not settle for just any old shots. They took great shots. They executed their stuff, and they were able to come out with a big win tonight.
Your final score one final time from Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Class B state championship. Omaha Skutt Catholic 64, the Scottsbluff Bearcats 49. We'll step aside. I will join you shortly after 8:15 p.m. for the Class D2 state championship game, as it will feature St. Mary's and Wynot. St. Mary's and Wynot. Wynot the 3 seed, St. Mary's the number 1 seed in Class D2 action, as we put a bow on our state championship coverage for 2025. Game 47 is in the books. Game 48 will start in approximately 20-25 minutes, and we'll pick it up from Pinnacle Bank Arena shortly. For Eric Strickland, Nick Sainer, thank you to Harrison Orange back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, saying so long from Pinnacle Bank Arena here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextag.com